So dinner tonight is I'm making some game day chili, and this comes from my Pillsbury, or it's not Pillsbury, I think it's actually Betty Crocker. Anyway, whatever. It comes from this little tiny cookbook. Game day chili, this is what it's supposed to look like. I got a little star here because at some point I actually made it and I liked it enough where I starred it. So I will link this down below for you, or I will have it typed out, whichever one. Now you're supposed to do this on the stovetop, but we're going to do it into the crock pot. So in here what I have is 2 pounds of beef stew meat, and I feel like I cut these pieces up a little bit smaller, and I might actually just do that. But so some things that we're going to add to it is I have 2 cans of the hot chili beans. This is the red beans in spicy chili sauce. Now if you don't like the spiciness, just get regular chili beans. I'm sure it's fine. I do have 2 cans of that. I have a can of petite diced tomatoes. The recipe calls for crushed tomatoes, and you can use that if you want to, but this is what I have on hand, so that's what I'm using. I got a 6-ounce can of tomato paste, some beef broth, and the only thing I don't, oh yeah, and then this, what started this whole thing is that I had this season packet of some Texas chili seasoning mix, so I wanted to use that up because it was already in the pantry, and I happen to have all of these things except for that. You must have seen my grocery haul. If you did, you would have seen that. And the other thing that I don't have shown here is a can of beer. Now it says right here you can use 12 ounces of beer, or you can do a 1.5 cups of beef broth. And I could do beef broth, but TJ just left to go get some beer, so I'll show you that when he gets here and I add it to the crock pot. But for right now, I have this, and I need to get my tripod out. Kitchen shears to cut these pieces a little bit smaller. Okay, that's why we have kitchen shears, y'all. I throw these in the dishwasher, so don't be coming at me and saying, why are you cutting it with scissors? These are my kitchen shears. So I'm just gonna make these pieces just a tiny bit smaller. Like I said, you can do this on the stovetop if you prefer it. I just feel like doing it in the crock pot because I love crock pot recipes. I've never done this in the crock pot, so we're about to find out if this even works in this. And you can season, or not season, oh, what was I gonna say? You could do like, you know, like sear the meat first before you do it in the crock pot, you know, kind of like how you might do with like the beef stew. But we are just going to do a dump and go kind of thing here. Good enough. Okay. The other thing that I forgot to show you is we're doing some minced garlic. I'm going to do, it calls for 4 cloves of garlic, so we're just going to do about 4 teaspoons of garlic. We're going to do our chili seasoning mix. Now this is a Texas chili seasoning mix. It's just what I happen to have on hand, but the recipe does say Old El Paso chili seasoning mix. But if you just have like just any chili seasoning mix, it'll be fine. Don't stress out over it. Let's see, we're going to do, I need my can opener. Okay, we're doing our can of petite diced tomatoes. We'll do our tomato paste, the whole 6-ounce can. Then we're going to do our 2 cans of chili beans. So this is our spicy chili beans. Okay, so I actually just tasted, oh my god, I just stuck my finger in it. Oh my god. Okay. Well, I just tasted the sauce. It's really not that spicy. It's actually really good though too. Man, I really don't think that that's Very spicy. All right, so we have the meat, the garlic, seasoning mix, tomatoes. All right, now the recipe calls for 1 3/4 cup of beef broth, but I got 2 cups right here, so we're just gonna add that to it. When TJ comes back from the store with the beer, we're gonna add the beer to this. Now you don't have to add beer if you don't want it. Oh, I gotta cut that piece too. It looks not very pretty. I got it cooking on low for about 5 hours, and we'll see you back in a little bit. We're gonna add some Shiner to this.
Yeah.
TJ approved. The whole 12 ounces. And I'm gonna give this a good stir. And we're gonna let it keep cooking. All right, here it is, some game day chili. So I'm just gonna top it off with some cheese. A little cheese here. I got my bowl here and TJ's bowl. Megan tried it. She wasn't crazy about it, but she's kind of finicky about beef, but it's okay. So we're just gonna top it with cheese. I'm gonna put some sour cream on it, and then we'll do some Fritos. Okay, so I got some light sour cream on here, top with some Fritos, and we're gonna dish up. No, we're not gonna dish up. And now it's time for dinner. I know. I'm gonna use some Twinkies. I got an 8x10 baking dish. And now it is time for dessert. Okay, so I'm making this recipe that I have found. I think it was Daniela Diaries. I'm pretty sure she did this on her channel one time, and it was just like, I think she was doing like some kind of like get together with her and her family or something. Anyway, it was just something really quick, and I was like, hey, wow, I could do that for my Wednesday night, Bible study. I'll make dinner, and then I can make a dessert, and this is just cheap and it's easy. So of course I got a box of Twinkies, and then I just lined my 8x8 baking dish. And then I did 2 boxes of that Jell-O pudding mix, and I think it was just the vanilla, which was completely unnecessary. Just do the 1 box. If you're making doing like a 9x13, maybe you can do 2 of them. But if you're doing like an 8x8 dish, just do the 1. As you can see, there was more than enough. But you're gonna make the pudding as usual. Stick it in the refrigerator for a minimum of 5 minutes. Take it back out, layer the Twinkies, and then I just did a layer of the Cool Whip. I don't know how much Cool Whip I had. I mean, maybe half of that container. Maybe. I don't even really know. I wasn't measuring anything out. I was just, kind of spreading around until it looked good, until it looked nice and pretty. So once I was done with that, I decided to just do a nice little layer of strawberries. Now, this was actually filmed like maybe a month ago, about like the time when strawberries were like in season and they were like looking so good and they were tasted amazing, and you weren't going to the store and finding all these trashy ones like the store right now. Like when I went to Sam's Club, like all the strawberries just had mold in it and they were just trash. So I actually filmed this when all the strawberries were still good. And so this is like a great summertime dessert. So it's kind of like poor timing of when I'm showing you this, I guess. But anyway, if you're having like a get together, with friends, family, church in my case, then this is like a great dessert to like throw together. It took like no time at all. And so I'm just slicing up the strawberries, making it look really pretty. And I think I was just slicing up the rest of them, just so that we could have them at home. And then what I do is, since I have chickens, the chickens love the tops of the strawberries. So they eat them up. I put them in the scrap bucket. Between the chickens and the pig, no food goes to waste here. So anyway, that is it. That is all that I have for you today, my friends. I hope that you enjoyed this video, a little dinner dessert. If you want to, please subscribe. If you haven't done so already, share with somebody you love, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye. We wanna chase the night, wanna dance to the light,
never stop.